The amount of thoughts, the amount of things that I have going on is wild. You're in for a doozy. Forgiveness, anger, an update on my father. Let's start there, really. Yesterday we had a call and we got the official that there's a short amount of time left. It was with my family. Now, I obviously started potentially looking at flights. This morning, the information has been relayed that they may have found something, the cause of it, which means it's not as dire as it was thought, but it's a live situation. And for me, I caught myself, I've got my friends supporting me, and I've been umming and ahhing whether I reach out to the ex. We only stopped speaking a month ago. No matter what happened, like, does she deserve to know? Should I let her know that this is happening? And I look back and she wasn't able to support me even in the relationship around it. She knows he's really unwell right now, and she has consistently still rejected me and showed no support. And I've decided not to let her know, because she knows it's dire, she knows it's bad, and she has completely rejected it. But in that, I realized I forgive her. I forgive her for being selfish. It's age, it's family issues, it's maybe because her mum smoked during pregnancy. It's unknown. I forgive her. I forgive her for not being able to be there for me at all. I forgive her for trying to be a thing. I forgive her for lying majority of our relationship, which she's confessed to a lot of them, and a lot of them she hasn't. I forgive her for saying that she was SA'd, or, there was assault on her, and that was all fabricated. It wasn't actually that, in order to get some sort of sympathy from me. I forgive her for trying to work out herself. I forgive her for everything. I can see that she tried as best as she could to her ability, and that was nowhere near the standard or the caliber that was acceptable in my life or in my inner circle at all. And I take full accountability and responsibility for that. I was in a place where my father was really unwell. I had just not been handling it really well, about 3 years ago, and I had been just eating, I was consuming narcotics. It was like live, it was happening right there. The gyms were closed or something. I hadn't been working out, not looking after my mental health. And then I had climbed out of that. So it would have been now 3-4 months that I had climbed out, and I was feeling really good about myself. And we were speaking, and everything seemed to align, and it did. I do still think we are almost like the same brain. But I also don't know, because I don't know what was fabricated anymore. I don't know if she just made herself to be, I'm exactly like you, I'm exactly like you, here's this. And I forgive her, and I don't know. And if she ever wants to reach out and release me of any of that, then that's her choice. But even if she doesn't, I forgive her for being that type of person. I forgive her for just having an existence which is really bad towards people and toxic, and I forgive her for everything. I forgive her for, in this moment of need, the person that I had for 2 years as my closest person, gave her everything, that after all of that, she's still currently rejecting me, doing narcotics instead of being a support. There's no excuse for it. She knows it. It's not like she doesn't know it. They are choices, and I forgive her for those choices. I think it's time for me to enter a place of forgiveness, because I can't be mad at it. I can't be upset at it. I can't do anything with it. I really can't do anything with it. And she will drag down everybody with her that she takes, and until she comes to the place where she decides to be a standing member of society, better human, I forgive her for making that choice, because I don't know what it's like to be in her brain. I don't know her experiences as much as I do know them. I forgive. And for me, on the treadmill today, being right there at the precipice, like really right here, any human being, no matter the most horrible human being in the entire planet world, would be like, hey, we've spent 2 years together. My father's dying. I know we spoke to 3 weeks ago. I really need your support or somebody to talk to. The worst person in the world, in the entire world that you can ever imagine, times it by 100, would be there. She's not. So I forgive her. Most likely, there's a brain injury there. Most likely, but I don't want to put that in there because I don't want her to be disempowered. But most likely, that is like even the criminal on the street, like there is like something no computo, something no. Autism screams well. Autism does scream well, but it's fucked because I can't get closure. I can't be like, yes, you've actually been diagnosed autistic. Oh, right. So you did care. There's this, and then I could work through it, and we could probably work through it. I wouldn't expect things that she can't do, and I would love her for the things that I did love her for. But she's not going to give me that closure, and I forgive her for that. So, as a live situation right now, I've planned out all my employees. I'm live, ready to jump on a plane immediately. I walk into the lift today though, and a lady goes, "Are you prepared for the cyclone?" Cyclone? What? There's a cyclone about to hit. So meaning that in the next 2 days, there's a cyclone that's going to hit, which is going to be 3 days worth, which means planes won't be flying out. So I've got like this choice to make, but now that I've just received news that looks like they may have found something that makes it not as immediate as we thought yesterday, we're holding, but I'm still bracing, and I'm going to make the decision tomorrow, which is literally 12 hours before the cyclone hits. Because these are choices that I need to make, because I want to be there for my family and I want to see my father in his last moments, obviously, and spend that time with him. But if those last moments are not last moments and actually it's, well, he's climbing out of hell and he's fighting this, that makes it a different story, because I just spent time with him for 2 weeks, like a week ago, I believe. So that's where I'm at. That is where we're at. That is the live situation of where we're at. So that's that. Went to the gym today. Carbohydrates, putting the carbohydrates in has been great. The 100 grams of carbohydrates has made my sleep way, way better. But because of the change of now I'm like sleepy in the morning, I don't have that wake up like ready to it's like, oh, I need to be careful. Like, so I now need to adjust to this new level of energy, also while getting leaner. So when I get leaner, the energy is obviously going to go down, but I've also introduced this carbohydrates, which changes the leanness as well. But there's definitely like a more of a push, because my cortisol isn't as high, so that stressor isn't as high. There's definitely more of a push that I need to do. But with the carbohydrates, it's kind of made the muscles look a little bit better, but it's only 100 grams of carbs, but still not bad. So that's that. Then a nice trainer at the gym, believe it or not, walks up and he's having a chat, and I was like, what body fat percentage would you estimate me at? Because I'm trying to understand, like, get a few people's opinions to get like pretty crystal. And he's like, do you want me to do a calipers test on you? And he did a proper fat calipers test, which is great. And we had a great chat, and he's put me at maximum. He thinks 12-ish to 13, 14. And I said, definitely not above 15, definitely not above 15. He's been at comp level. He's brought girlfriends to comp level. He brought a lot of people to, like, because he's in the field and he has been living and breathing this for 20 years, I take that really well. So what that's given me psychologically is top end, I'm 15% body fat. Now, what that actually means for people that aren't in fitness and stuff is like, there is 15% of my body that is fat. Now, for a male, I need 4% fat left on my organs and stuff to kind of live. Anything below that, I'm basically gonna die, right? So I'm about 84 kilos, and 10% is 8.4 kilos. So there's about 8.4 kilos of total fat that I can really lose. And then I'm at sort of the 4-5% range. So 8.4 kilos, okay? That's as much fat that's on me. So that's where we're at, which is positive. Positive, it means that my estimation of the 4 weeks should be realized and correct. I just need to follow the plan and just continue, no matter what happens. All of that is set up and ready to go if I need to see my father, because I'm going to be looking after my mental health. I'm going to be looking after my mental health every morning, because I need to be a stand for the people around me. The people around me and the families, there's going to be emotions everywhere. There's going to be things everywhere. And my father is a hugely powerful masculine energy. He always held the fort. Now, holding the fort, and obviously in things that he did, but I energetically need to be also a person that can hold the fort. Like me making sure that I'm sort of dialed in and calm, but also feel all my feelings. But I am more leaning into my masculine energy for the moment. And it's weird because I've been working on this feminine, right? And I've been working on having a bit more play, having a bit more love and feelings, and music is definitely on the feminine side for me. So it's like appropriate right now for me to be more in that masculine energy, because that will bring way more value to the people around me. Now, that's not to say that I need to do anything. Masculine isn't like, oh, I need to be like, order people around or hold the fort, or I just need to be that person, the rock, that if somebody needs to lean on, I am immovable. You cannot move me. I am immovable. Everybody that needs to lean on me can. I am here and I am leanable on. And that's the choice that I'm going to make by going throughout this process. I will feel my feelings as they come, but I'll also be able to feel them more in private necessarily. Not in private. I will be able to share those feelings, but I'll also I will process in my own time, if that makes sense. And obviously I don't know how this will affect me or how this will impact me. It's something that we all go through, but I've never gone through it, obviously, so I don't know how I'm gonna deal with that. It's my father. But that's that, you know. I've got my mini support system, which I'm really grateful for, if need be, which I don't want to abuse, as in like overuse. I've decided to forgive the ex and also agree that, you know, she is consistently, because she has known that my father's really unwell over the past month as well. I've written it in every communication I've had. I've said, you know, while she's been like, are you something about narcotics? Are you this? And I'm like, my father is in hospital on his deathbed. Please don't. Like, so she promised to be a support system. Anyway, I've forgiven her. I'm forgiving her. And that's where we're at. That's where we're at. We're happy with the body fat percentage. It's given me something more like concrete-ish. Cool. Okay. So the plan is action. Fantastic. We've optimized for sleep. Sleep is better. There is an energy shift though with the sleep. Cool. YouTube is still going ahead, but we're fine-tuning to get sort of the colors right, and I want to be very artistic around it. So if you're watching by now, you've hopefully seen that, but I want there to be flavor behind it, from the music, from everything that's in it. I want it to have a vibe. I want, whenever you're watching it, for you to enter like this little world of presence, of authenticity, of like, this is raw, this is vulnerable, this is real, in a world where nothing is real and everyone's trying to be a thing and blah, blah, blah. I want it to be something that's like right here, like you can taste it on the tip of your tongue. It's this right here is real. This is real life. This is the real experience of what life is like. And I want that to resonate and vibrate at that level. So that is hugely important to me. So we're working on that, working on everything else. But when working on everything else, that's it. I've cleared out my schedule. I'm trying to keep clearing out my schedule. I try not to necessarily think about my father. I just action the things on my list which are necessary to do, which helps. I go right next thing, right next thing, right next thing, and that's all there is to do. So this is how I'm live dealing with this scenario, while still accomplishing and progressing with my goals. I want to show you live, as I'm figuring it out, how to do it. I've had the opposite, where I didn't, and I ate cookies, and I ate pizza, and I smoked grass, and I took substances, and I checked out, and I tried to use dopamine and serotonin things to like, I can't deal with this pain, etc. Literally, this is a 360 of this. So at the end of that, I was left a broken human for the first time, experiencing, I would say, depression, and thought, really horrific thoughts for the first time ever, and I didn't think I was capable of it. And now I'm in a very different place, and this is the way to deal with it. This is really the way to deal with it. This is the way to deal with life. You've seen this live every day of how I've been dealing with the pain, but this is how to deal with life. Life doesn't get easier we get stronger, more resilient. We approach things from a different way, and that changes our entire reality. My approach is going to be different, therefore the reality is different, therefore the result is different, therefore that result will also impact everybody around me, my family, my inner circle. It'll impact you to make better choices as well. So my singular choices of how I see things change my perspective on it, which changes my actions, which changes my results, then impacts the people around me and anybody that I share with. And then you guys get impacted and you guys start to show up differently in your life and you start impacting your own community as well. And that is how you start a movement. And that's not me saying, oh, look, I'm so awesome, I can start a movement. That's you too. Everyone's actions, everyone's power, everyone's ability of what they do literally vibrates and impacts your circle. And then it impacts more, and then it impacts more. So your actions are more than just about you. You have the power to change the world through what you do and how you see things, how you approach it, and how you do you. So shine bright like a motherfucking diamond. I love you. That's the update. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.